check that behavior very quickly, because if you as a man know that that's not sustainable, check it, and check it quickly. Hello knockouts, Tonya TKO here, and I'm a self-love specialist from TonyaTko.com. I help you learn how to love yourself and each other. Today is Man Day. For the rest of the world is Monday. But on the Tonya TKO show, it's the one day of the week that I specifically talk to you guys out there about ways that you can be self-loving as well as attract high vibrational relationships. And so today we're going to be talking about why it is necessary for you to set boundaries with women. So we're going to talk about how to set boundaries, why it's important, and I'm going to give you one special key and technique to be able to have a woman feel satisfied and content in this relationship, for her to love you even more and be able to express that love for you even more, as well as you be able to be satisfied and content with yourself. So I'm going to show you one easy technique that you can enact today to be able to change and start shifting in the relationships around you. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist as well as a life coach, and I specialize in evolutionary psychology. So I am here to be able to give you the assistance that you need that you may not be able to find in other places. Before we get started, make sure that you thumbs up and like this video, merely because I'm looking extraordinary today. So go ahead and like the video for that, as well as the wonderful information that I'm going to share in this video. And also know that this video is sponsored by my book, the Book of Affirmation Self-Love. This right here, fellas, is your secret weapon. If you go on to Amazon, if you go to Amazon and you read the reviews, I'd say about half of the reviews are from men who have been able to find that this book right here is the key that they've been needing to be able to shift and alter themselves on the inside, to be more confident, to make more money, to get into the type of body that you want, the job that you want. This book is amazingly transformative. It's an affirmations book where you actually go through the book and you write out the affirmations, as well as questions that I ask you to dive deep inside of yourself. One of the things that I notice is that out here, and this is part of the reason that I do the Man Day videos, is because there aren't many people out there giving men keys and tips on having successful relationships. And it really starts on the inside, because once you shift that on the inside, the outside begins to mirror the way in which you love and honor yourself. You'll be able to have high vibrational, just satisfying relationships with other people. So this book is available on Amazon right now. You can also look in the description to get a direct link to that. So support yourself by supporting this show and getting this book. All right, so let's jump right into today's video. All right. And I'm dedicating this video to all of the nice guys out there who may not really understand why it is that they may be repelling certain women from them, and they want to be able to, and you want to be able to hold on to certain women, catch her attention, intrigue her, mystify her, and keep her interested, right? So this video is dedicated to the nice guys who feel like they get taken advantage of, etc. One of the main things that you have to do is set boundaries, not only with women, but you have to set boundaries in your life in general. And we're going to talk about why that's important. First of all, let's talk about what a boundary is. A boundary is like, some of you can answer in the comments, what is a boundary? A boundary is something that separates and differentiates. Like if you think about a fence is something that keeps a certain thing in one area and something else in another area. When you set up boundaries in your life, you set up a theoretical fence. You set up a fence that lets people know, you know what? This is where my comfort level lie. This is where my comfort level lie. And anything beyond that, I'm uncomfortable with. So one of the things that happens with nice guys is that nice guys tend to have wavering boundaries, that their boundaries are very close to where it is that they are, so that by the time a person crosses their boundary, now you're under personal attack. Now you're having to compromise, and then you end up feeling dissatisfied and taken advantage of, etc. So with women, Why is it important? And in the same way that it's important for children, like when you get a baby out of the hospital, they teach you how to swaddle the baby, because the baby needs to know, like the baby has come from an environment where, where it can only stretch but so far. And then it gets out and then it's like boom, blah, it's like all of this wide open space, and it can make the baby feel uncomfortable because it just doesn't have anything to hold on to. It doesn't know where the boundary exists. So you swaddle the baby really tight in a blanket, and the baby is able to stay in the blanket and feel in that comfort zone. It creates order and regulation so that the baby knows what to expect. The baby expects, if I go this far out, I know that I can feel something. I mean, if you can imagine just reaching out, you're in this new environment and you reach out and you just don't know where anything ends. Same thing with women. Human beings in general like order. People like to know what are the terms and conditions, what are the rules and regulations, where does my space end and yours begin, where does mine begin and yours end. And sometimes it gets very difficult when you're in a relationship, especially when you're a heterosexual male in a relationship with a woman who you find you find her so desirable. Like how I talked about how good I look today. You get these highlights on your cheeks, the gloss upon the lips, little bosom pumped up here and there, skin looking soft and magnificent. And you can begin to lose your footing. You can begin to lose your sense of control over yourself. You can want to please her so much and not want her to leave you, want her to think such and such of you, want her to continue to give her love to you, maybe want to take the relationship to another level. And you may feel frightened that if I do XYZ, she's going to find another man. She's going to go off with another guy. She's not going to remain interested in me. So therefore I have to bend and waver. And that's actually a tremendous mistake. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, and often I come across these posts and I get people writing to me about how women don't like nice guys, but they do, but there's a way that you have to do it. So let's go forward. So first and foremost, regulation, order. A person needs to know and understand who it is that you are. Your boundaries helps a woman understand who is Michael or who is Brian or Tyrone. Who are you? What is it that you will stand for? And where is it that she fits? Because if your boundaries are wavering, she may not know where she fits in your life. And we're going to talk about other women later on down the list and why it's important for you to know and understand your own boundaries and how that'll help a woman be more satisfied. So jump into male nature versus female nature. All right. So it is within male nature, and you know this because you have biological drivers that'll drive you to behave in a certain way. It is within male nature to want to spread his seed far and wide. It's within male nature to be attracted to new, to be attracted to multiple, to be attracted to plentiful, because as a matter of fact, you can spread your seed far and wide. You can have an unlimited amount of children for an unlimited amount of time. When it comes to women, it's very different. Instead of spreading far and wide, because it takes, the gestational period is 9 months for a woman. That's almost a year. That's 3 months shy of a year. And then not only that, then your body produces food for the children. And so the child comes out of your body is still connected to the child, and the child doesn't know separation from you, etc. So parental investment for a woman is a lot greater than it is for men. So over the years, women have evolved to, instead of seeking just anybody, to seek that one person who is going to be right for her limited amount of reproduction capabilities. So she wants the best person. Your best chances are spreading it far and wide. Her best chances are finding the best person for her. And how does a woman know that you're the best person for her? Testing the boundaries. First of all, the boundaries have to be set. The boundaries must be set. And then, and you know what, and I'm going to say this here and now. I meant to say this in the beginning of the video. This video is not intended for women. The things that I'm going to say in this video, some women may not agree with. There's some women that don't know that there are certain things that women do which may, biologically and psychologically speaking, evolutionarily, I understand it, but when we're navigating in regular life, a woman may not understand that these are things that she's actually doing. And so this video is really intended for men. Women, if there's stuff that you disagree with that I'm saying, come to me with data. Anecdotal evidence is not evidence. Come to me with data and your findings, because what it is that I'm saying is true to the best of my knowledge from the years of research, data, and interviews that I've collected and done. So now that I've done that caveat, let's jump into it. A woman will test your boundaries. Why? Why will a woman test your boundaries? And there are a lot of different reasons for that. Basically, first reason would be she's trying to understand who you are. What is it that you'll stand for, not only with her, but with other people? For many of you nice guys out there, your boundaries are wavering, your boundaries are soft, not just with her, but with other people as well. And it puts her in a position where she may have to protect you. And so she'll look and observe for your boundaries, test your boundaries to see if your boundaries are soft, non-existent, wavering, or just shift all over the place. Which if a boundary is wavering and shifting, then it's not a real boundary if it moves. It's a suggestion, a suggested boundary, but the boundary isn't really there if it moves, right? So let's go forward. Is she going to be put in a position where she has to then protect you? And protect you in what ways? Protect you financially, maybe from yourself or other people. Protect you from getting taken advantage of by other men, by businesses, from other women. Protect you and be able to provide covering over you to keep you safe from people. That puts her in a position where now she has to be, I don't want to say your guardian, but she has to be your protectorate. And that can be an uncomfortable place for a woman to be. Now, in a relationship, it's going to be complementary. And there is going to be some stuff that a woman will do to help guide you. Women make men's lives better. We do. And those of you who are in long-term committed monogamous relationships, you know this because you are a woman's investment. So she's definitely going to make sure that her investment is taken care of, that her investment is able to continue to flourish, etc. Because a lot of what a woman depends on you for is so that when it comes time to create a family, that you're going to be able, that she can be able to rest, so that you can do the things that you need to do to be able to protect that family. It's just wired in. All right, let's continue to go forward. Okay. And so another reason why a woman will test your boundaries is because she needs to know that she is special. This is why cheating is so horrible in a woman's point of view, because you have taken something that used to be exclusively hers and you've then shared it with somebody else, whether that's your intimacy, whether that's your penis, your body, your money, your whatever the case may be. There has to be something that is special and unique for your relationship. There has to be things that she as a woman and only she can have or get, or the relationship that she has with you is one in which you give special favor to her. And you cannot start out giving this special favor. You have to start out with your boundary intact and in place. And as time goes on, I don't want to use the word earn, but as time goes on and she earned those other privileges, right? You can waver your boundary for her and only her, so that she knows that she is special. This is a way that you will be able to keep a woman happy, keep a woman satisfied, because she will test your boundaries. She will. And then I'm going to give you the technique on how you can be able to keep her happy as well as you happy. And that way is by setting your boundary 25 to 50% out further than your actual boundary exists. So you have a real boundary. So let's say this is your boundary right here, right? You'll set your boundary 25 to 50% out, depending on how much this means to you, right? And how comfortable you are with people coming near your boundary. So 25% if you're comfortable with a person coming or a woman coming directly close to your boundary, 50% if you need to still maintain some space outside of your boundary. And what this does is you get to maintain, you get to determine, decide, and define who it is that you are as a man to her. You get to define that to her. And to the rest of the world, this is the definition, right? However, you leave yourself leeway for her to be able to scratch away at the boundary. Because as you get closer, she's going to want to break down certain boundaries of yours so that she can fit right into that nook. Because listen, and this is part of the reason that women like men who are sort of asshole-ish. You know what I mean? Because a person who is an asshole, they establish their boundary immediately. No, I ain't doing this. No, this is me. I ain't bending. I ain't wavering. And this is why when people come to my channel and they're like, Tonya, I thought your channel was supposed to be a positive channel where you uplift. No. This is not a quote-unquote positive channel where I quote-unquote uplift. This is a channel, like I said, I'm a self-love specialist. I assist you in loving yourself, right? And one of the ways that I assist you in loving yourself is by demonstrating the love that I have for myself, by setting up and establishing my boundaries early on. No, I don't try to be a quote-unquote nice person. I try to be me. And as me, listen, I have to let you know where my boundaries exist. And where and the consequences that exist when you break past them. As a matter of fact, you know what? That is one of the affirmations in this book. Let me show it to you real quick, because here it is. I'll let you see what it says. I stand my ground with love and ease. And then there's a workbook part right here where we talk about what are the consequences? First of all, you have to establish and define your boundaries. And then what are the consequences when those boundaries are crossed? Because there must be consequences. There must. What is the consequence? And you know, we talked about this in a Man Day video before. And I said, listen, let's not. Let's not. That's the phrase that you say. Because a woman is going to test you to see, can she curse you out? Can she do this? Can she talk to other men in front of you? Can she do X, Y, X, or whatever the number? It depends on who the woman is and what it is that she's trying to find out, because she's going to need to find out something. Because before she decides that she wants to mate with you, she's going to have to find out what type of man you are. Are you the type of man that doesn't care if she mates with other people? She may not want to mate with other people. However, she may not be interested in a man who is okay with that. She may be testing you to disqualify because, like I said, she has to get that best one man for the limited number of eggs and reproductive capabilities that she has. Even if she is past her reproductive age or not interested in reproducing right now, she still has biological drivers that are driving her to behave and operate in this way to find the best person for her. So listen, as a woman, right? And I realized this many years ago. Because because, you know, as I walk down the street, and as you can imagine, there are a lot of men who they want to take me out. They want this, they want that, they want to mate with me, they want to impregnate. I cannot have every person's baby. I can't even go out to dinner with every man who wants to take me out. I cannot. There's just not enough time in the day. There's not enough time in the week. You know, one time in my life, I decided that I was going to take people up on their invitations to go out to dinner. I found myself going out multiple times a week. Sometimes I'd have more than one plan in the day. I ended up very tired and fatigued, and I don't have enough coal to put over my eyes to be able to go out on unlimited dates. I have a limited amount of mascara. I'm joking, but not really. I only have a limited amount of time. I cannot give myself to everyone. So I have to decide the best person for me and what it is that I want and the type of life that I choose to live or want to live. And yes, even me, I test men, I do, because I need to know that a man is a certain something that I need for my life. So the type of woman that you come into contact with, she's going to test you for what it is that she needs in her life, because she's going to have to disqualify people. And some of the anxiety that men have, some of the anxiety that you have is she going to go to another man? Is she going to give this, be with, give herself to another man? Maybe. What is it that you're willing to give up of yourself in order to have this woman who may not be a right fit for you? This is why we have to stress. This is why we have to stop banking all of this on the outside. You have to really take the time to get to know a woman. Like I said, earn. Yes, oh yes, she needs to earn your special favor. You can't just give all of this to her because of how she looks on the inside, because on the outside, because as a matter of fact, one of the things that you're going to actually do is you're going to make yourself seem like the type of man who will give it up for any woman who just looks good enough. Oh, if some pretty young thing just grabs you by the balls, what you gonna do? You're gonna melt? Some pretty young thing with some soft skin just flips her hair and just bats her eyes at you. What are you going to do? You're gonna leave her and the family, go run off with somebody else? So it's like, so she's going to need to test and see what type of human being you are and whether or not she is going to gain special favor in your life. So let's go forward, right? You know what, as a matter of fact, I skipped around on the list, but that's the bulk of it right there. That's the bulk. That's everything that I wanted to say. So we have discussed everything. If you have other questions, I would love to hear your questions below. You know what? Don't be afraid to be firm with a woman. Don't be afraid to be firm. Like I said, some of the anxiety that you have is, oh, will she go off and be with another man? A woman is going to want to settle down once she's in a space to be able to be ready for what it is to be ready for that next stage in life. Every woman is not ready, especially when they're young. They're not ready. You can find yourself getting chewed up and spit out by a woman who just isn't even there yet. She has to come into the space in her own life as a woman, because one of the things that women have is they're butted up against a society that promotes and dictates to women that, oh, they're supposed to want to settle down. But not every woman wants to settle down at every stage of her life. And so a woman can abuse you when she's in a position where she's just not really ready to settle down. She can abuse you, and what are you going to do? You're going to stand there just getting abused because you're afraid that she may go off with another man, and you want to be able to keep that softness for yourself. You have to be able to maintain your own level of self-love on the inside so that you are making sure that you take care of yourself, because late in the midnight hour, when that moon is high in the sky and the nocturnal creatures come out to play, and you're there by yourself in your home thinking, it's going to be you who are with yourself. How do you feel about yourself and the things that you've done and sacrificed in this world and in this life? Are you okay with it? Are you okay with living in the ways that you've lived, being governed by certain fears of this desire to please, to be a pleaser? A woman pleaser, a people pleaser, or who else pleaser? Are you pleasing yourself? This is why I'm saying it's important to know where your own boundary is and how comfortable you are with people coming near your boundary, because you're going to have to put yourself in a position where a woman is able to get within that boundary. Because listen, this is what a woman wants. A woman wants a strong man who knows who he is and what it is that he stands for. But on the flip side, she also wants a man that, listen, how can I put this? A woman doesn't want a weak man, but she wants a man who has a certain weakness for her. All right. So you can be stubborn, yes, but that's really only going to get you but so far. At some point, a woman is going to have to know that with her softness or feminine wilds or whatever, with the special relationship that you have, that she is able to get from you, do with you, and have with you what nobody else out there can have. And that's what forms that bond of intimacy between you. That's what makes her feel satisfied and taken care of. Okay, so on that note, listen, if you have questions, I would like your questions below. Make sure that you thumbs up this video. It matters for the algorithms. And share. I find that men don't share videos as much as women do. And that's part of the reason, that people sometimes just don't really make content for men. Because men sometimes don't invest. My guys, you invest and you share. So I want to thank you for continuing to share. For the new guys who are on my page, the way we do things around here is you invest. You go out and you get my book off of Amazon so that I can be able to, on a Monday, be able to make these videos and be able to have my kohl mascara above my eyes and be able to do the things that I need to do the research that I need to do. Invest in the book. It helps you and it helps me. So on my channel, my knockouts, you guys invest. So thank you. I appreciate that. My book is doing very well on Amazon. Go look at it climbing up the bestseller list. So the book is doing well. You guys invest, you share. I do see you all sharing the video, so I'm glad about that. And some of you, like that video that I did, how to advance a relationship from platonic into sexual. When I did that last video, I saw you all sharing that without any care or concern for what other people may think. So I appreciate that. These videos really do help people. So make sure that we get them into the hands of more men. And ladies, we know that you share. Women build community, and that's why most of the videos that you see are geared towards women, because women build community. They're getting people together, gathering people up, and men can do that too. So go on and gather people together and let them watch this video. If you have questions, put it below. Make sure that you join my mailing list on my website, TonyaTKO.com. You'll see a little thing with the space to put your email address and your name. You go ahead and put that inside there. Get on the mailing list, get the book, join the family, and stay in touch. Write your comments below. It's important for you to engage with the video. That's how the YouTube algorithm and the Facebook algorithm knows that I'm doing the right thing. And then they also share the video to more people. The platforms will share when you share. So it's like BYOA, bring your own audience. We have got to get the message out there. All right. So on that note, listen, I'm still looking for topics for the next upcoming Man Day. So we have a week for that. Make sure that you leave your comments below. You can contact me privately on my website, TonyaTKO.com/contact. Join the mailing list, get the book. And on that note, I think we've said everything that we need to say. Go out there and love one another. But most importantly, what? What is that? Go out there and, that's right, love yourself. Love yourself. And part of loving yourself is setting your boundary. Part of loving yourself is taking care of yourself. It's like people, like when they're like, oh, this is supposed to be a positive channel. No, this is a real channel. This channel is real. I keep it real over here. Because one of the things that people have, they have issues with anger. Oh, don't be angry. You got to be positive. That's negative. No, anger actually lets you know. Anger is a necessary emotion. Anger is an emotion that lets you know when your boundary has been crossed. When there are things that are happening to you that you don't like happening. And sometimes anger is needed. Like how we talked about how women like men who are assholey or whatever. As a woman, listen. Of course, as a woman, I have to set boundaries myself. Because if I don't, then anything could be happening. That I could have already been pumped up and left with all types of X, Y's, and Z's. On that note, love yourself by setting boundaries. All right. Tell me what you thought of this video. Is there anything else that you felt needed to be added to this? Is there a tip or technique that you know of? Oh, you know what? We said that let's not earlier. If there's a woman out there who's trying to disrespect you, I spoke about this in another video. Just say let's not. Let's not enter into that realm. Check that behavior very quickly, because if you as a man know that that's not sustainable, check it, and check it quickly, and check it however often it needs to be checked. And sometimes you need to go on and check yourself out of a relationship from a person who is not respecting your boundaries, because you deserve respect. You, above all else, deserves your own love and support. So love yourself by checking that behavior quickly. If she's cursing at you, to trying to put hands on you, don't let your mother's child go out there and have people putting their hands on you. And I'm sorry, I just don't do it. Respect your mother's child. Treat yourself how you would want your son to go out there and be treated. You know what I'm saying? Be around women that you would like a daughter. Would you like a daughter like this woman? Would you have liked to have a mother like this woman? Because anytime that you put your penis anywhere, you never know whether or not this person may be in your life forever. So would you want a mother like her? Would you like a daughter like her? If the answer is no, check yourself on out. And on that note, Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Peace.